Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of One Pod Life. This week's guest, Shergo al Kurdi, is probably one of the most exciting young talents in the golf industry at the moment. The English-born Jordanian has just turned pro after what can only be described as an excellent amateur career, finishing with him playing at the Omega Dubai Desert Classic in 2021. We talk about his father's influence in his game since he was a young boy, and how now he's working with ex-DP World Tour professional Nick Dougherty to take his game to the next level. Hope you enjoy this episode of One Pod Life, and without further ado, please welcome to the podcast, Shergo al Kurdi. Hey Shergo, welcome to the One Pod Life podcast. How you doing, mate?
Yeah, good, thank you. Good to be here.
Good stuff. How's 2022 treating you so far?
Yeah, good. Back in the UK in the freezing weather, but it's still getting plenty of work in, so that's good.
Yeah, no, I've been seeing you been hitting it quite hard recently, which we'll talk about a bit later. But no, yeah, let's just jump straight in and talk about yourself. So I've been doing a bit of research, and I saw, well, I read somewhere that you started playing golf roughly at the age of sort of 2 or 3, mainly because your dad started playing golf. So can you just tell us, if you can remember that far back, what those early years were like and how you developed and how he helped you develop as a player?
Yeah, obviously I started at a really young age, which has definitely helped me. Obviously the more you play, the better you are. But my dad was so into golf when I was born, and he would go to the golf club every day, and eventually he'd just start taking me with him, and I'd hit balls on the range, and I enjoyed the game so much that I just kept wanting to play it all the time. I kept wanting to go with my dad all the time. He saw that I had a talent, started to pick it up, and then by the age of like 6 or 7, I started playing my first few tournaments, and I saw how good I was at the game, and it sort of took off from there, I guess. Yeah,
no, I read that as well. I think I read that your dad was really your coach until you was about 13. Am I correct?
Yeah. Till about 10 years old. 10 years old. Yeah. And then David Burns took over. So to the age of 10, I played a lot on Rookie Tour, the Nike Rookie Tour in Surrey. And then obviously David took over, and David did a great job.
How did your dad feel about handing the reins over?
Yeah, he was good with it. I mean, we knew David so well, and he had so much faith in Dave that it was fine handing me over to him. And golf just only got better from there onwards. No, good stuff.
You mentioned that obviously at the age of 10, you kind of realised that you were pretty good at the game and you wanted to play a lot of golf. Again, through research, I read that you actually broke par at the age of 10. At the I can never pronounce this word. That's the one. That's when you knew you wanted to actually make golf your career. How did you know at that age that that's what you wanted to do?
Well, I remember saying I think it was a Rookie Tour event, and I remember saying to one of my friends at the time, I think it was the morning before the round. I said to him, I'm going to shoot under par today, and I went and shot to under par.
Nice. I like it.
I just knew, because of the confidence that I was feeling, and because I had so much ability, so much self-confidence in my ability that I could do what I needed to do. I just decided that I wanted to make it my career, basically, golf.
Okay. Well, at that point as well, obviously your dad's been quite an influence in your career. Was there any reservations at that age of you thinking you wanted to become a professional golfer, or was it again just all full steam ahead and we'll get behind you?
My dad, he always gave me the choice of what I wanted to do, and I always told him that I want this to be my career. I want to be a golfer. I loved golf. I'd watch it 24/7, even when I wasn't playing it. And my dad's always supported me, no matter what I've said. And from there onwards, I love the game so much that it became my life. Even from the age of 10 till now, the most thing I've ever done in my life is golf. That's when you want it to be your career.
Yeah, definitely. No, I like it. Okay. Moving forward, you said you started working with new coaches and you started playing on the, like you said, on the Nike Rookie Tour. I think it's safe to say that you excelled on the junior circuit. And you did quite well there. So again, sort of take me back to those sort of early years playing in those tournaments and sort of explain what you got from those, as well as self-belief. What else did you get from playing those sort of younger sort of tours?
Well, I'll say because I started the Nike Tour at the age of 10. And obviously that's when I started to work with David, and David really built my swing to the extent where I was, one of the straightest juniors. I was one of the straightest juniors over there. So I think it was the most thing I had confidence in is my swing and how I can hit the ball. And David really gave me that. David really built my swing up to have so much confidence with it. And obviously, winning so much on the Nike Rookie Tour, it gave me so much confidence, not only to hit the ball straight and to play well, but to win.
And I like it. During those sort of years, is there any sort of standout sort of tournaments that you can think of, again, that gave you extra belief that you could push on quite far in the game?
I'd say when I got to the age of I remember when I was 14, I played my first European Tour event, which was the Qatar Masters. And I remember the first round, I shot one over with 21 putts on the first round. And I was above the names of like Thomas Bjorn and so many high names of people who played in the Ryder Cup. And I say that's a tournament that really stands out for me, because that tournament that really made me show myself that I can, even at that age, compete and beat some of the best players in the world. And I said to myself, if you can compete at this level at this age, then when you get to a certain age, when you grow older, it will be even easier. So.
No. How on earth did you get 21 putts? I mean, I average around 30 around. I'm quite happy with that, but 21, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, it was a joke. I was chipping in, hauling putts from everywhere. Short game was unbelievable because at that age, I couldn't hit the ball very far. So I was coming in with like woods into par fours. So it's tough to hit the green. So I just had to rely on short game. And I think my playing partners were a bit fed up with me, to be honest. But,
I can imagine. No matter where you were, if you guys, all right, it will chip this one in, don't worry.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. That's good. So again, as an amateur, obviously, again, I keep saying you're still obviously still quite young. And you reached dizzy heights when I think on the MENA Tour, you managed to win the Order of Merit, which is no tall order at all, really, which then gave you an entry into the Amiga Dubai Desert Classic last year.
That's right.
Again, let's dive back and talk about that season on the MENA Tour. And obviously, and what clicked, I guess, to get to win the amateur Order of Merit, and then the experiences leading on to the Dubai Classic as well.
Well, the good thing was the tournament that got me so high in the points was the tournament that it was in Jordan, which is great because I play for Jordan, and it was good to put a great show for them. And I finished second, and I was leading after, I think it was 2 rounds. And I actually had a horrible third round, I remember. So it was also a great place to do it. And at that time, I got diagnosed with Crohn's disease. Okay. So I was sort of facing a hard time with my health, and I was trying different diets, and I was losing weight and gaining weight some every month here and there. And it was very difficult on the golf because you lose weight and gain weight, your swing changes and everything changes, your energy changes. So it was definitely a difficult time for me. And to still qualify for a European Tour event was something that I was so happy and so proud of myself.
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, again, how old were you then? What, 16, 17?
I was 16 at the time.
Yeah, 16. And again, playing a European Tour event, with a stellar field that you're going up against. I mean, yeah, congratulations, mate. That's absolutely amazing. Sort of, So let's talk about that Dubai Desert Classic then. So what were your thoughts leading up to the tournament?
Well, the good thing is that I've never gotten too excited. I've never gotten ahead of myself. That's one of the good things that I have. And I've just sort of tried to play like I usually do. Just walk into it and play like it is a practice round, like I do try and do every tournament. It was a bit different for me, obviously, because I'm in the UK. The grass is different, the courses are different. You have to play different styles. So I was I wasn't really focusing much on the tournament. I was just focusing on my game plan and what I needed to do. Unfortunately, I didn't make the cut that week. But at my age, it was a great experience, and something that, it will stay with you for the rest of your life.
Oh, 100%. I don't think it matters if you make the cut or not. I mean, just getting there, playing those 2 rounds is an achievement on its own. So again, congratulations and well done.
Yeah.
I hear you made a good friend on the Dubai Desert Classic as well, in the shape of Mr. DeChambeau.
That was in Saudi.
That was in Saudi, sorry, apologies.
It wasn't in Dubai, yeah, it was in Saudi. I met Bryson, and I think the first thing I started talking to him about was my Crohn's, actually.
Right, okay.
And a few things to say about diets and how, like, even what to eat and how to eat even. So that was the main conversation. And then obviously you meet Bryson, you got to talk about speed.
Yep.
How do you do it? So he told me what he ate. He told me how many times he worked out, when he would work out, what times to do it. And I came back to the UK and it was lockdown, and I had, it was 2 months during lockdown. And I just I sort of focused more on the gym work than the golf. And I tried to gain as much weight as possible. And I gained 10 kilos in 2 months.
Wow.
And my clubber speed with my driver, I remember at the time my fastest was 116.
Okay.
And I got to, the fastest was 131 at that time.
Nice.
Within 2 months. So that was something ridiculous. That was really amazing. Yeah.
So basically what you're telling me is I need to keep all my weight on my body so I can hit the ball further.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it was insane. It wasn't even the weight gains. Even the swing, when he was doing speed drills, he said, all right, let's see you hit a few. And I told it, he asked me, what's your highest ball speed? I said, I can only get to about 170. And I got to 171, and he was standing right next to me. He said, okay, we'll get to 180. And I was like, okay, yeah, sure, buddy. 180. With people watching it, I hit about 10 balls and I couldn't get over 174. Right, okay. And I was like, oh, crap, I better get to 180 right now. So he was giving me a bunch of swing thoughts to do, really weird stuff, really different stuff I've never done before. Mm-hmm. And I ended up getting 180 within 15 minutes. Yeah, insane. So I kind of took that, came to the UK, bumped up speed, bumped up strength, and that's really helped my golf. It made golf even more fun. Even playing in the UK, the courses aren't very long here, so you can take it over trees, go for greens, so yep. It was a good tool to have.
No, good stuff. Can you still lean on him now for advice and stuff?
What's that?
Can you still lean on him now for advice? Are you still talking to him? Or?
Yeah, I mean, I chat with him through Instagram, and he helps me with anything I ask for. If I ask for any advice, he would give me more than I need. He's been fantastic to me, and I'm really grateful for what he's done, because I don't think I'll be here in my career if it wasn't for him. Yeah.
I guess, like you said, the most important bit, obviously, well, apart from obviously gaining some speed, was talk to you about your diet for your Crohn's disease, which is obviously a go for you. And I guess helps you maintain it a bit more as well.
Yeah. I mean, as much as it was, I gained 10 kilos in 2 months. I actually ended up losing it in 2 weeks because of my Crohn's. I just went through an unfortunate flare up at the time, and that's why it's been so difficult. And that's why I asked him for the advice. But I'm trying new medication now, different diets, and it's starting to improve. So that's good.
Good stuff. Well, hopefully it stays that way, because we need you at full pelt.
Yeah.
Cool. Again, last year was, I would say, it was quite a big one for you, because you also got to the Open final qualifying stages at Prince's. And I noticed that your dad caddied for you in that tournament. Is he usually your caddy, or is that he was just brought in? He was brought in for the moment, or?
He usually caddies for me. He caddied for me in the MENA Tour in Jordan as well. He done great there. And I've always done well with my dad. So he caddies for me. Unfortunately, he wasn't very well at the time when we played the final age. He wasn't, doesn't have the energy he used to. But I always enjoyed being on the course with my dad, and it makes it that little bit more special when I play in a final stage qualifying with him.
If you don't mind me asking, what sort of relationship is it when it's on the golf course? Is it a father-son relationship, or is it more a player and a coach?
It's more of a professional relationship. Okay. It's not even a player and a coach. It's more of a player and a caddy. Okay. Because I work with David now, my dad stood back with the swing, and he's a very good thinker on the course, more than most people. So he helps me out a lot with course management, strategy, and yeah, it's strictly professional, really.
No, good stuff. Talking of coaches as well, again, I read, correct me if I'm wrong, but I still believe, or I do believe, you've now added to your team Mr. Nick Dougherty and Stuart Cartwright as well. Is that correct?
Yeah, I worked with Stuart for a little while. And yeah, Nick helped me out a lot. Helped me out with more of the mind and the sort of strategy and course management. Okay. I'm back with David now. I got back with David like 3 months ago.
Right. Okay.
And Nick's still helping me with the course management, and it's really helped me, and it's really helped my game. Even when I haven't hit the ball so well, my scores are better than before when I haven't hit the ball well before. So it's definitely something that's really helped me, and it will stay with me for the rest of my career.
Okay. How did that relationship come about with Nick?
I met him in Saudi as well.
Okay.
So I met him in Saudi, and I remember I was just talking to him about my swing. I had a thought, and I said, what do you think about this? And he gave me a great swing thought. And then when I came back and I gained all that weight, I was kind of, working with the swing thought. So I was chatting through him, and it definitely really helped me. So that was sort of how it started up.
No, good stuff. Not a bad person to lean on for some advice.
Yeah.
Definitely put yourself in the right sort of circles, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I like it. Good stuff. Okay, man, I'm just going to move into a section of the podcast. Obviously, you saw that I put out some stories on my Instagram for people to put in their questions to you. I've got 3 from people, 1 from me. So we'll start with my one because mine's more important. So you're now a professional golfer after building up your amateur career. What are your plans or goals for 2022?
At the moment, I think it's just trying to make as much points and as much money as possible, because that's obviously how you get to the main tour. And at the moment, I'm just in the UK preparing as much as I can right now. I don't really think about that. I just think about preparing as much as I possibly can. Like I said, trying to build up my strength, build up my game, accuracy, everything. And then when I get to the tournament, I just focus what I need to do for that day. And sort of let the goals sort of come along by themselves. So I don't really focus on it when I'm on the golf course. I focus on what will give me that goal. And yeah, at the moment this year, I'm just sort of trying to make as much points as possible. Okay,
I like that. Furious, quite good. And what tours are you going to be playing on mainly this year? Are you going to go back out to Mina?
I played on Asian Tour. I played 2 Asian Tour events. And obviously I'm going to go back on to Mina when it starts up again. Yep. I'm not too sure when it will start up again, but yeah, I'm be glad to go back to that.
Yeah, nice hot weather, not back here.
Yeah, exactly.
Good stuff. Right. So the first question from someone on Instagram is a guy called Vihan Sharma. He has asked, and it's quite a nice way of saying it, how does one keep their composure and stay mentally strong during tournament days?
I think it's just having a thought on one thing you need to do. If you're on the golf course and you think about multiple stuff, you're automatically going to get nervous because you think your brain's overloaded. I think you just need to have one thought and one goal for that day. Focus on your strategy, and if you're playing strategic, if you're playing aggressive, just stick for it the whole day and don't think about anything else. I think that's the best thing that works for me, at least. Obviously, different things work for different people, but that's the best thing that works for me.
Okay, great stuff. I like that. Next question comes from Jacob. I'm going to pronounce his name completely wrong. Hullum, I'm going to say. Okay. This one's quite a big one. What is your ultimate goal with golf?
My ultimate goal with golf?
Yeah, that's quite a loaded question, that one. But
I have many goals with golf. That's the thing.
Okay. Top two.
I'll say the biggest goal that has been in my head is obviously to break the lowest round of golf ever.
Okay.
Which would be a great achievement. Obviously, I have goals to win certain tournaments, majors, hitting it a long way. But obviously, that's what golf is, scoring low. So I think that's one of the main goals, having the lowest round.
Okay. What's the lowest you've ever got?
The lowest I've ever shot is 65, 7 under par.
That's still pretty good. Just another what, 6 or 7 to go, maybe 8 to go.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I like it. Okay, and then the last question from Instagram comes from Warren Sargent, who has asked, "What do you feel could improve in your golf?"
I'll say it's my putting. My putting can improve. Like I said, to be able to shoot really low rounds, you have to putt. And I know I can hit the ball long now, and I know David's given me the swing to be able to hit it straight. And I've just started working with Phil Kenyon to help the putting, and I really feel it improved a lot. Obviously, in the UK at the moment, because of the weather, the conditions aren't amazing. So Phil's given me a few stuff to work on. I'm just focusing on technique at the moment, and hopefully when I travel, especially to Saudi and around the Middle East, I can actually, focus on hole and putts, because that's where scoring comes from. You can hit the ball straight and long all day, but if you can't putt, you can't score. So I'll say that's the biggest thing I need to work on at the moment is the hole and more putts.
Now, One Pod Life is brought to you in partnership with Energy Golf, the leading golf development platform. They are committed to providing a service that allows you to reach your maximum potential by improving your mindset, creating physical longevity, and funding your golf career. What they've done is take professional tour team experience and brought it to you through their platform so you can have your very own tour team in your pocket. Energy Golf offers the ability to learn from leading professionals in the fields of fitness, nutrition, breathing, caddying, psychology, business, as well as proven tour winners and many more. There are also courses based around the mental aspects of golf, such as mental toughness, emotional control, and self-esteem. Visit energy.com to learn more, and to claim your exclusive 1-month free trial, simply send an email with the subject OnePodLife to info@energy.com and enjoy. Now let's get back to the podcast. Obviously, we mentioned at the beginning, you said that obviously you're back in the UK, you can't really do much because the weather's really bad. But you have been training quite a lot. And I think it's safe to say, from what I've seen recently, you're probably one of the hardest working golfers I've seen on Instagram for quite a while. I even saw you training on Christmas Day. You crazy man. So my question to you is, what at the moment, and obviously maybe during a tournament sort of week as well, what does your weekly training program look like?
Well, I can run you through what I do in a day.
Go for it.
So I would wake up at 8, obviously have my breakfast, get ready, and then I'd leave to go to the golf club at around 10:30, 11. I'll practice till, at the moment, I'm just practicing till the sun goes down, which is around 4 o'clock.
Okay.
Then I'll head to the gym, do a 2-hour session. So that's 6 o'clock. Then I would go to at the moment at Fox Hills behind the gym, there's a pool outside. And I can't call it an ice pool because there's no ice in it, but it's already freezing. So I jump in there for like 10 minutes, 15 minutes for recovery. Come back home at around 7, try and eat as much as possible, and then do it again.
Okay, I like it.
So that's my schedule at the moment.
Yep.
And then when I go abroad, I still try and do as much as possible. Obviously, I probably wouldn't go to the gym as much because I'm trying to get as much recovery as possible so I can be fresh for a tournament.
Yep.
But I'll still try and do as much as I can.
Okay. No, interesting that you do the gym after all the golf training. Is there a reason for that, or is it just the way you like to do it?
Apparently if you do gym or work out in the afternoon, you get better recovery because after you do the workout, you go to sleep. And your muscles recover better when you sleep than when you're, working out through the day. Like if you go and do a workout from 7 till 9 in the morning, and then you've got the rest of the day and you're doing stuff, your muscles aren't repairing, they're still working. So I figured it would be better to do stuff in the afternoon, sleep, recover, and then do it again next day.
Okay, I really like that. Quite interesting. So I go to the gym early in the morning and then do my stuff the rest of the day. And I must admit that some fatigue does kick in after a while, but
exactly,
maybe I need to twist it around and do it the other way around.
Yeah, especially because I've tried to make my workouts as intense as possible, and if I do it in the mornings, I'll just be drained out for the whole day because I should be drained out after a workout session, and I don't want to be doing golf while I'm fatigued. Otherwise, you're more likely to do it wrong, and you're more likely not to practice as efficiently as you would.
Okay, I like that. No, good insight there. Cheers. Okay, the last thing on the podcast is the reason why I started doing it. So I've got a small aspiration of one day playing professional golf myself. I'm trying to do all the best I can at the moment to get there. I'm a little bit older than you, only by 20 years. So I've got age is not on my side, but I'm doing the best I can. And the reason I started podcast was to speak to guys like yourself to understand what it is you're doing to get those extra 1% and to become a professional golfer. So could you give me 3 tips that you think every aspiring golfer needs to be doing to be able to turn pro?
I think the first thing and the biggest thing is to enjoy the game and love the game, because the more you enjoy the game, the more you would want to practice it. The more you enjoy the game while you're playing it. I believe that if you're doing something and you truly enjoy it, that's when you do it the best. So I think one of the biggest things is to love the game. And the second thing I would say, obviously, I mean, you'll hear it from, every person you ask this question to, but working hard, takes you a long way. And putting the hours in, if you put the hours in this game, you'll get what you put into it. There's no doubt about it. And working efficiently, I think it's more important to do the right things in your practice than to actually do it a lot. If you go to the range and hit balls for 4 hours, if you're doing the wrong thing, you're going to get worse. Actually, you're not going to get better. So I think having a good coach behind you and doing the right thing when you go to the range is really important. And then the last thing is competitive golf. Play as much competitive golf as possible. I've been playing clutch and TP tour while I've been here, and that's really helped me get my competitive levels up. And you can practice and work hard as much as you want, but if you don't know how to play, if you don't know how to score, if you don't know how to compete, you can't play this game. And TP tour, clutch tour, Jamaica tour really help with that.
I definitely think that's one of my biggest focuses this year. Is I'm going to play the clutch amateur tour this year and try and play all the tournaments. So that's going to be
TP's great. Well, clutch TP.
Yeah, I know TP.
Two tours that I've really played as much as I can on, and it's they've got great fields and good money as well. So, yeah.
So it's all about the money. I'm joking. It's all about the experience there. But mate, Shergo, thank you for coming on and giving us a small insight into yourself and what you've been doing to get to where you are today. Congratulations so far. I'll be looking out for your name in the future.
Thank you.
Good stuff. Cheers, mate.
Lovely to meet you.
So a massive thank you there to Shergo for coming on the podcast and giving us insight into himself and also his training routines that he gets up to. Shergo is only 18. He's already had a very blistering career so far, but he's got the whole world in front of him, and I can only see him going to the highest highs within the golf industry. I really hope you enjoyed this episode of One Pod Life. If you did, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any episodes that I release, and please do share this with your friends and family so they can enjoy listening to guys like Shergo who are on the cusp of joining the elite tournaments such as the European Tour, which is now called the DP World Tour. Please do head over to Instagram and give me a follow at One Putt Life. And until the next episode, have a great time, guys, and I'll speak to you soon.